All right, what up, people? It's your boy Cheek from the Combat Show, and I'm doing a watch along. I can't stress this enough. A watch along for the AJ versus Kubrat Pulev fight. Just having a quick sneak of AJ's entrance song. So yes, I decided to, you know what, ragga, I'm just going to watch it and do a watch along for it. I may see if Olo's free in a couple of seconds, just to see if he's available and wants to jump on. I know he did say yesterday that he'd be up for doing that watch along. But for those people going to come in and jump in and ask, listen, no YouTube channel is going to turn their camera around to the TV. Right? They don't want to get themselves struck off or anything like that. It's a watch along. I'm going to try and guide you through the fight as much as I can. I'm going to talk through some tactics, see how the fight plays out, and and go from there. The card has kind of been as expected. It's not been a great fight card, to be fair. But AJ's coming out, so let's see how we go. He's on his march out. Joshua. Tell you what though, crowds make a difference, man. Gosh damn, they make a difference. It was so weird watching the boxing maybe 3-4 weeks ago and just hearing crickets. Even though there's only 1,000 people there, it makes so much of the difference, man. It just lifts the whole thing. Like, it makes it a proper event. You know, I think the one thing that 2020 has really 2020, if God willing, we will get through it. Still a couple of weeks to go. You never know. I think one thing we'll appreciate about 2020 is that, you know, it's made us take stock of a lot of these sort of simple things in life, like things like sporting events and stuff. It's made us look at the glare. And they called it just the coldest glare towards Pulev before walking past him. Like, all right, motherfucker, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. So yeah, made us really take stock of things like this. Things that you wouldn't ordinarily, you took it for granted before, like going out, watching an event, going to the cinema, going to a theater. You know, it's just mad. But anyway, we don't get too deep. This is a boxing match. Just doing a little tale of the tape here. I'm looking forward to this. This should be real good. Real good. Let me just holler at Mr. Moonwalk himself. You see what you're saying? All right, so I'll let him know. But yeah, they're just taking a little break. Might as well go on mute now. But what do you guys think? Any early predictions? I know a lot of you guys are not really AJ fans. Am I showing the boxing on this? So this is a typical example of questions you get when you do a watch along. It is a watch along. I will not be turning my camera around to show you the fight. No. Nor will any other YouTube channel do that. So sorry about that. I know people are desperate to find their links. My advice, VIP, league, something like that. Go on there and give it your best shot. But yeah, they're both fighters are in the ring now. And yeah, let's see what happens. Everyone all masked up. This is the future now. People just being masked up and shit. They seem ready. They seem calm. Rob McCracken just talking into AJ's ear, just to get AJ to look away from Pulev for a little bit. I suspect they're announcing Pulev. I've muted it, so I don't actually know what's happening anymore. Pulev hasn't taken his eyes off AJ. AJ walking around in the ring. Okay, now Pulev has looked away. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident for AJ. I'm feeling like, for me, unless he does something technically wrong. Now, I think Pulev's best chance is the fact that AJ has not boxed since the Ruiz rematch, and obviously fought a very different style in that Ruiz rematch to what I think we'll see today. So there could be some rustiness. You could take a couple of stupid shots. And one thing I will say for Pulev, he's very good. He's a very strong individual. So I think if he does catch AJ in the wrong sort of way, will AJ have the chin to just be like, all right, cool. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to clear my head. I'm going to just go on the back foot for a second and then apply the pressure, which I am anticipating AJ will be able to do. But those are the sort of questions that I'm expecting Pulev from the very get-go to do, just to put his head on AJ's chest and start working that inside. For AJ, it's very simple. He has to just use his range, his boxing range as much as possible. Really just use the height and the boxing range as much as possible. Damn, they really don't like each other. AJ keeps edging towards the middle of the edging towards the middle of the ring. The ref had to separate them now. Look at that. Whatever Pulev said to him that weigh-in seems to really wound AJ up. So I'm liking this, though. All right, so they're finally announcing them now. So Pulev, 39 years old, 29 fights. He's won 28 of them, 14 by knockout. He's lost only one, and that was to Vladimir Klitschko. And he took a beating from Klitschko that day. I remember watching that fight. Gosh damn. It was a beating. It wasn't even close. It was a real whooping that day. And he's been chasing a title shot ever since, to be fair. That was his first and only title shot until now. And I think he probably recognizes that this is his last real chance at a title shot. So announcing AJ. AJ is now 31 years old. Flipping out. I'm getting old. 31 years old. He's 24 fights, 23 wins, 21 by knockout, and has obviously lost the one to Andy Ruiz, where I have to say, you have to also be fair, took a beating. He took a beating that day as well. But right. So I've let my man know. Don't think he'll come on. I suspect he's just trying to get a feed and trying to watch it on his chat joins. Which is fine, not a problem. All right, let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, so it's starting to empty the ring. Taking off her jacket and stuff into the ring. Ref bringing them together. Let's see if we can get the fresh final words here. Even the way they did the touch the gloves. All right, here we go. Round one, let's see. Let's go. Okay. Both of them looking a bit edgy. Pulev, guard nice and high. As is AJ's. Oh, man. Got dead leg. God forbid. Guard nice and high, just bouncing. Nothing really been thrown yet. Both of them look a little bit wary of each other. I'm a bit surprised by that. Bit surprised. I would have thought it would have started a little bit more ferociously. But yeah, 1 minute down, no one's really thrown a shot. Never mind taking one. All right, here we go. At least we've got a couple of body shots now. Look a bit wary. AJ looks nice and switched on though. Looks nice and focused. Good jab there. Funny enough, Will's mentioned this a couple of times. I have to give him credit. It does make me. I do find it interesting because obviously we saw a lot of success. Sorry, that's what just move my screen to straighten it. We saw a lot of success with the way he boxed Andy Ruiz the second time. And as AJ starts to enter the second half of his career, it does make you wonder whether AJ will change his style, where he's not as ferocious, he's not as explosive, and he's more about the kind of boxing side of things. A lot of the build-up in the early stages of this week was about, boxing him and being ready to box him for 12 rounds. And then as Pulev has started to wind him up a little bit, then they started to talk a little bit more about knockouts. So it kind of made me wonder, I wonder if your whole new approach, because he's brought a couple of new guys in, so you do wonder if those new guys are really trying to temper down that beast, so to speak. I don't necessarily mind it as long as they don't. Oh, he's taking a nice left there from Pulev. As long as they don't completely remove the beast. You don't want to completely remove what brought you to the dance. Yes, I think you took a whooping from Andy Ruiz because you didn't recognize the type of opponent he was. Pulev is tailor-made for an explosive AJ beatdown. And I don't want to sit here for. If I have to, I will, but I don't want to sit here for 12 rounds watching him box a guy that, quite frankly, should be able to just get out of there. So, round one is done now. But it was a bit tentative. It was a little bit tentative. I would say AJ won it, but I will say AJ took a nice left from Pulev during that first round. Yeah, bit tentative. It was given all the whole weigh-in stuff, I would have hoped it would have started a little bit more explosively from AJ, but maybe that's what Pulev was expecting as well. We've still got 11 more rounds, so let's see. They're both up. It's been a while since I've watched an AJ fight live, because actually no, I watched the Ruiz fight live, the second one. Watched it at my boy's house. So AJ definitely adopting boxing him on the outside, which I must admit I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting this much. All right, here we go. AJ really keeping his guard high up. Really boxing in a different type of way. I must admit, I've not seen him box like this before. It looks real tentative. Let's see. Hopefully we're not in for another Ruiz type shock. Bob Arum has been talking about it a lot, about how he's expecting Pulev to really cause some shockwaves and pull off a shot. Oh, there you go. AJ, beautiful combination. Probably the end of it was the only part of it that got through. Maybe a nice little 4-shot combination. Maybe 2 of those shots got through. But I'd like to see him do that more because he's faster than Pulev. Don't show Pulev too much respect. Now I'm just using his reach to just back him up. Nice little jabs backing him up. Trying to jab him towards the body and the face, which is just causing Pulev to just think about his attacks a little bit at the moment, which I like. I like that AJ's just mixing it, matching it, keeping the guard high. Actually, that's a pretty good psychology thing, what he's doing. I'm starting to work it out a little bit. Because if you do that and he's jabbing it nice and wide, I think he's found his range now. Really starting to jab Pulev well. When you do that and then you put your hands high, it's almost like it's giving Pulev a target to say, all right, cool, I've just jabbed your face. Now what are you going to do? And psychologically, from Pulev, he'll be thinking, all right, well, I'm just going to jab your hand. Oh, I'm going to try and tie you up, which is exactly what happened 10 seconds ago. So, nice, just... And AJ... I would say AJ so far took the first round close by points. They're talking some shit now. They're talking some shit now. He's taking the second round as well. Definitely, the second round was a lot more comfortable for AJ. I definitely think he's got Pulev in his range. So yeah, we'll see. Interestingly, Pulev is not sitting down in between rounds. So he's going over to his corner, but they're treating him while he's set up. I think it does tend to be a Pulev thing, to be fair. But the best thing that came out of that combination was the 4-shot combination, where I think 2 of those shots probably got through. Frosh was right. AJ says to prove he can command the center of the ring and be the old AJ. Yeah, but I would also cut him some slack. It's been a year. It's been a year. Let's see. He did say that he was expecting to fight Pulev in a different way this week. So, it's funny Frosh to say that, because I do think that would also get the job done. But maybe he's just a little bit wary of Pulev in the early stages and thinks to himself, all right, cool. Let me wait until the fight comes down a little bit. He slows down a little bit, and then I'll start to dominate the center of the ring. But I do think that's the part of this game he is definitely going to need to improve when he faces Fury, because you would expect that against Fury he's going to have to try and chase the fight, and he's going to have to try and impose himself in that center of the ring and really be the bully. So it's a good right hand. But yeah, we're round 3. We're about halfway through round 3 for anyone that is worrying. Beautiful right, beautiful left, beautiful right, beautiful left. Here comes AJ. Here comes AJ. Here goes here goes AJ. My man's trying to laugh off the punches. You can't laugh off them AJ punches, boy. Oh, but he survived. He survived. He survived. Oh, beautiful right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. AJ's all over him. He keeps turning his back, bro. The ref has got to count him down or something. He's turning his back. So he's got to count now. Standing count. 50 seconds of round 3. Here we go. Here we go. Beautiful uppercut. Beautiful uppercut. He's taking some punishment. There you go. There you go. He's finally been tumbled over. Finally been tumbled over. Round 3, another count for Pulev. Sorry, I'm not describing this well, guys. Round 3 just exploded. AJ just hit beautiful right hands, beautiful right uppercuts, lefts, right over the tops. But he might survive the round. He may survive the round. My man's bleeding from the ear and everything. Oh, they both punched each other after the bell. Oh, damn. Okay, so I did not explain any of that properly. I literally looked down at my phone for a second and I just saw Pulev getting whooped. Basically, Pulev extended for the left. AJ went pow with that right hand. Pulev was like, oh shit. Then he tried to when you've been hit and you like, I used to have this former friend that used to do that, right? When you've been hit and you know you're hurt, but you try and laugh it off to make it look like it didn't hurt you. And you know damn well it hurt, right? My man was going, his punches don't hurt, but you're getting your ass whooped. You're getting your ass whooped. Tried to push AJ off. AJ just kept hitting him. Bang, bang, bang. Couple of uppercuts, and he was out. The ref obviously bringing them together for hitting him off with the bell. See, for me, this is the best AJ. You know when he embraces. Listen, I'm a Christian man. Don't get me wrong. But this is where, when you're in a fighting situation, you better embrace every bit of darkness you have to get through that fight. And when AJ does that, for me, he's at his best, because he has this kind of almost this manic side himself, where he's just like, all right then, motherfucker, come on then. He didn't have that against Ruiz. But sometimes that kind of thing can just power you through and inflict the most sort of damage on you. So I'm expecting AJ to have kind of a round off, really try and pick his shots here, because I suspect he's probably punched himself out from round 3. Pulev showing that he's quite a strong individual. So I think for AJ, for me, this is the critical part of the fight for AJ. Don't get caught by a stupid shot because you want to put the old man away. Just relax, be easy. You got plenty of time. Just be easy. You're winning the fight comfortably. Just be easy. So just literally just use the jab, keep the head moving, and not be caught by any sort of stupid shots. He's going to have to chase the fight. He's going to be a little bit more desperate. The hands are going to go a little bit more. I'm expecting maybe round 5, possibly round 6, for AJ to put him on him again. But AJ does have these rounds sometimes when he's had a really successful round and then he takes the next round off. Quite frankly, it takes a lot of energy to get someone in trouble. So 50 seconds left of round 4. But yeah, I think they both know that they're in a fight. I think both of them will have reluctant respect for each other. I think from Pulev's point of view, he'd be like, oh, right, okay, he hits pretty hard. And AJ's point of view, he'll be like, well, goodness gracious, this guy's tougher than I thought. You should have been out of there by now. So, and AJ, by the way, almost got caught by one of them stupid shots I'm talking about. Literally just a second. AJ's susceptible to them left hooks. So he needs to just be careful. Just be a little bit careful. So it's just, that round is just over now. So heading towards round 5. So uppers, the 2 uppercuts. So just showing it from round 3. Bow. You could. He went. Bow. They went flying. Oh dear. Hopefully you guys are watching it and enjoying it as we keep this thing moving. Round 5 is about to commence. Okay. So now it'll be interesting to see how they both play it now. You would think Pulev would have more or less shaken what happened in round 3 off, unless he's more damaged than we thought. And AJ will be at least more refreshed to put on a bit more of an attack. I think what AJ will be learning is that Pulev is pretty gritty. So he's going to have to almost earn that spot that he had him. And I think secretly AJ will be disappointed he didn't get him out of there at the end of round 3. But I think just from my perspective, I think just show the guy some respect. He's only lost 1 fight ever in his career. He's had a long, gritty career. So I think just use that left, box him, earn that spot back again. I think also go back to what brought you to the dance as well. That kind of just switching between jabs. So that high jab, that low jab, that high jab, that low jab. I don't mind him boxing him on the back foot. It's a bit of a non-eventful round so far. AJ just boxing him on the outside. Beautiful jab. Just single jab stuff work at the moment from AJ. Like I say, I anticipated when I first made a prediction. Oh, that's a lovely jab. Oh, that's a lovely right hand. Lovely right hand jab. Yeah, at the center of the ring, scrapping again. AJ ties him up. When I first predicted this, I said AJ in 6. But maybe I didn't give Pulev enough credit for how gritty he is, and yeah, I'm sure AJ a couple of years ago would have definitely got Pulev out of there in round 3, definitely. But AJ took a lovely left there from Pulev. Oh, took a nice left right from Pulev. Pulev coming back into this round. 20 seconds left. See, those sort of things, this is where I think AJ needs to cut that out of his game. Cut that crap out of his game. Now, I'm going to suggest that this is just rustiness, and he's now showing good head movement to avoid the rest of those punches. Hit him with a couple of jabs to the stomach, which Pulev is like, really? Literally, that's literally what he said. He said, really? That one's close, actually. I mean, I'd give it to AJ, but Pulev had his moments in that round. He had his moments in that round for me. Bang, bang. To a left and a right. But admittedly, those were the main highlights from his round. So AJ just breathing in, taking in some instructions. All right, here we go. It's round 6. So this is the round that I expected something would happen after that round 3, and the round that I said that AJ would win. So see what happens. See, good movement from AJ. They're both defending like this. Big up Zidane. What do you think of Arsenal? Shit. Actually, what do you think of White Povetkin? And I think I hope White gets it done. I hope he does. I hope he does. He probably just got overconfident after putting him down twice. Povetkin's just one of them guys that just has that one-shot power, no matter what stage of the fight. I don't care how old he is. He is that guy. Was AJ a bit gassed or overly cautious? Maybe leaning towards overly cautious a little bit. Round 5, it's round 6 now. It's round 6. About 90, a little less than 90 seconds of round 6. And actually, Pulev is doing quite well in the round, to be fair. So much for my prediction. It's looking right off. Oh. They're definitely talking to each other, talking some shit to each other. So here we go. I'll be honest with you. 6 rounds in, am I that impressed by AJ? No. I'm not disappointed. Oh, okay, yeah, you should be spoken to for that. AJ grabbed his face and then he hit him with a right hand. You should be spoken to for that. AJ just moving around, boxing on the back foot. I think they're beating some respect to each other. That's for sure. They keep smiling at each other on breaks. But yeah, I mean, so far halfway through the fight, I think he's boxing all right. I'm not overly impressed with him, but I'm not disappointed with him. He's been out for a year, man. Been out for a year. This pandemic has fucked so much shit up. You know, and I think for anyone who doesn't know, Money Mayweather randomly showed up for the fight and is watching AJ. So yeah, man's in the crowd just getting the attention. Maybe that ticket was reserved for Fury, who knows? Here we go. So round 7 kicks off. Both of them quite eager to get to it as well, must be said. Here you go. They're really tussling each other in the ring. They're both really trying to meet at the ring and dominate the center of the ring. So that's good because that's one part of AJ's game I think does need to improve, particularly against Fury. I think against Fury, he's really going to need to try and dominate the center of the ring. Even though I know Fury's like 6'9" and that, but I think that's the best chance he has of winning. So yeah, let's see, because at the moment it's just match is just stalled a little bit. They keep coming together and tying each other up, and I think it's going to take someone with a little bit of time in with their shots. So yeah. Yeah, that's it. Back to jabbing. There you go. 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 Beautiful combinations from AJ. I will say half of them missed, but at least it gets him thinking. Half of them were blocked, but it gets him thinking. Yeah, I mean, I think anyone who thought that Pulev was just some schmo was mistaken. I did think he was tailor-made for AJ. I still think that. I still think that AJ boxing in a slightly different way is the reason why Pulev is still there. But yeah, I think for me, I knew that Pulev was tough. I still don't think even if he ends up knocking AJ out or whatever, I still don't think is the threat that Ruiz is. I don't. I think Andy Ruiz is a better boxer. If you had to say to me now, Cheap, who's a better boxer, Ruiz or Pulev? I'd say Ruiz all day long. But yeah, he's gritty, he's tough, he's experienced, and most importantly, and I keep saying this to people because I can only compare him really to Povetkin. These type of motherfuckers have lost very few fights. You know, they were talking about Povetkin the other day like he was some schmo, and I'm like, Povetkin has only lost to Klitschko and AJ. Like, I don't know why people are talking like Povetkin is done out here. And it's the same thing with Pulev. Pulev literally has only lost to Vladimir Klitschko. He's lost one fight in his career. People are talking like he's some sort of bum. But at the end of the day, we know why people are so desperate for this fight to go through. We know what's at stake. We know that AJ needs to drag this over the line so that we can then start talking undisputed. Do I think that Pulev has won any rounds yet? No, I don't. You can make a play for round 4 if you want, but I don't think he's won a round yet. All right, so we're in round 8, ladies and gentlemen. Round 8 of this 12-round World Championship fight. One thing I am impressed with Pulev is, I think people thought that age would be a factor. I think people thought that age would be a factor. And, as a 39-year-old, they thought that he'd be slowing down a lot. And he hasn't really. Caught AJ every now and again with a nice little shot. I find with Pulev, actually, and who knows, I wonder if his trainers spotted it. When he tends to walk forward, he tends to catch AJ. Like as soon as he decides, all right, cool, I'm just going to walk forward and start swinging, he catches AJ. But then when he starts thinking about it and thinking about what's coming back or tries to hook AJ, then that's when he misses. So when he goes in there and applies real intent, it's essentially what I'm talking about. Actually, that's where his success is. But he's very, very strong. Got a lot of upper body strength. I'm sure that AJ has been trying to bully him from a physical standpoint for the last couple of rounds and just hasn't been able to move him. Very, very strong. I did say that in the preview, though, that he's physically strong. I don't think he has a one-shot power per se, but I do think he's physically strong. And it will take some effort to get rid of him. But I must admit, I thought the fight would be over right now. Do I think that it's a bad result if it goes 12? No. I don't. After being out a year, it going 12 rounds, and it's not like 12 rounds where it was close. I'm not giving Pulev one of these rounds yet. So supposedly also, what's his name? Vladimir Klitschko has been in touch with AJ very recently. Apparently, they talk quite a lot now, and he gave him some tips on how to deal with Pulev, obviously being the only man that's actually defeated him. So I find it interesting. The only reason I say that is because I don't remember seeing AJ hug and hold on to his opponent as much as we're seeing today. That feels like a real Klitschko tactic. So I do wonder if that's a Klitschko influence thing. Has the fight already started? Yeah, a while ago. In round 9 now. See, I see. They're showing it. If you could give that one to Pulev, to be fair, you could give that one to Pulev. But they just showed what happens when Pulev steps forward and catches AJ with a 1-2. You could give that one to Pulev. That's one I think you could give to Pulev. It's round 9. Here we go. So just AJ and Pulev just sizing each other up a little bit. Good jab from AJ. Really nice little unanswered jabs. 2, 3, 4. Great. That's one thing I think AJ's realized now is that when those jabs go unanswered, sometimes Pulev will just walk forward and explode with a right hand. And AJ's just learning his timing has just got him to a point where now his head comes down when that happens. So there we go. AJ just edging forward. Lovely little jabs. Doesn't need to do much else. I knew that's what he was setting up for. Wildly missed an uppercut. Just so AJ just on the back foot now. Pulev just coming forward a little bit. There you go. Beautiful uppercut. 2, 3 uppercuts. 2, 3 unanswered uppercuts from AJ. Definitely a shot that he's looking for. I just like the way they're talking shit to each other. Also, Pulev is just showing his experience as well, where when he has AJ tied up, and it's just literally on, like, to the point where the ref can't see it, Pulev's left hand will be here, the ref will be here, and he's just hitting him in the ribs, just trying to frustrate AJ. Oh, beautiful. AJ floors him again. Round 9. Always looking for those uppercuts. But to Pulev's credit, straight up again. Ref sends him to the corner, tells him to come out. There's 19 seconds left. So I wonder if AJ will just go for it. Bang. Yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'll be surprised if you're getting up. That's a wrap. AJ just hit him with a right hand and he was floored. Yeah, ref weighs it off. Round 9 KO, baby. Light work. Light work. Light work. I'm not going to lie, in the end, it was light work. I think Pulev in the end got tired. You know, just when I was giving him credit for having a good engine, literally straight after that, he looked tired. And the next round and a half later, He just looked exhausted. Well, undisputed, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. For those of you who are asking, AJ won, knocked Kubrat Pulev out in 9 rounds. He's just speaking to Floyd Mayweather now. That's interesting. That's interesting. I'm surprised they let, because there ain't no way Floyd Mayweather has been in any sort of bubble. So how are they allowing him to go and speak to Floyd Mayweather without a mask, without social distancing, without fuck all? I bet that's why, because literally about 4 or 5 people have just spoken to AJ just now because of that. I wonder if someone has actually spoken to him because of that. Bang, bang. Come off me, fam. Bang. There you go. Bang. Been looking for that uppercut all day, bruv. That crumbled him. On a picture perfect uppercut. Bang. Oh, that was a neck shot. Gosh damn. Oh dear. So yeah, man, AJ wins. So what do you guys think? Were you impressed? Let me know. Leave it in the comments below. From my associates to me, we'll be back next week. We'll talk about, I'm not going to do a watch along for UFC or anything, but yeah, we'll talk about the results of UFC next week. And yeah, until next week, guys, we're out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Let's see if Arsenal can repeat AJ's stunning victory. We out.